Hey guys, Shaun here. Thanks to everyone who tunes into the Play It Up podcast. We really love doing this podcast and really appreciate everyone who listens. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram by searching for Play It Up Podcast. You can find the full video podcast on YouTube, and you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple and Google Podcasts, Anchor, and more. If you want to ask us a question, you can do so on Anchor, and your question will be featured on the podcast. If you like what we do, please remember to like, review, comment, follow or subscribe, and please recommend us to your friends. Thanks guys, and enjoy the episode. All right, here we go. Welcome everybody to another installment of the Play It Up podcast. I am Shaun.
I'm Mike.
And I'm Neil.
Yeah, nice. Well, boys, here we are. Episode 14, I believe. It is the 25th of February, 2021. It's getting warmer outside here in Germany. It's fucking glorious. No more putting on a jacket and shit every time you go outside. I can actually get some sun, making me feel a little bit like I'm home in Australia. It's lovely. What have you been up to, Mike? How are you?
Yeah, just recovering from a cold, actually.
Had a
real shitty head cold over like
what a
Friday,
downer,
Saturday.
man. You could at least lie.
Went and even got a COVID test on Sunday just to be sure. So yeah, it was a pretty shitty head cold. Yeah, it came back all negative, so that was fine.
Oh, nice.
Now my poor wife Ree has it full on at the moment. So if you hear any sneezing or coughing through the doors here, it's just Ree dying on the couch.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So we just ignore it and move on.
And if I sound a bit, like nasally or snotty, it's just because I'm still getting rid of this bloody cold.
Oh, you sound a little bit sexier than usual, so...
Oh, thanks, man.
Just kidding, mate.
But yeah. Do you want to know what games I've been playing lately, or do you want to...
Yeah.
Nah, I don't really care. Yeah, of course. Yes, I would love to.
You've been in isolation, so you should have been playing heaps.
Yeah, I did. I got the Mega Drive and Mega CD cranking the other day. That was awesome. Got through a whole bunch of games I haven't played on the Mega Drive that were in the collection. I played Jungle Strike for the first time. That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Oh, nice. What kind of game is that?
It's like, yeah, true. I should explain. It's a multi-directional scrolling shopper shoot 'em up sort of thing. So you're in a chopper, big wide map to scroll around on. You've got to complete objectives and take out terrorists and blow up terrorist bases and protect people and save people and stuff.
Nice.
It's almost a little bit strategic, but it's still an action game. So it's a multi-directional scrolling action shoot 'em up, I guess.
That's not a genre,
I pulled out.
Mike.
No, just making these up, man.
I get what you mean.
That was a part of a series, wasn't it? Like there was Desert Strike, is that right? And
and Nuclear Strike as well on the 32-bit consoles.
Right.
Can you notice a big difference with the? Sorry, just before I forget. Do you notice a big difference between a jump in graphics between the Mega Drive and then this 32? Is it 32X you say, or
32 bits like PlayStation and Sega Saturn and so on.
Right, but you said you were playing Sega CD or the 32?
Oh yeah, I was. Yeah, sorry, that was on the Mega Drive. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. No, I haven't got a 32X anymore. I sold that back when I found out every game I wanted to play is better on a different console.
Oh shit.
So yeah, just let that one go.
Yeah, fair enough.
It was that I'm still going through the Game Boy EverDrive list that I downloaded a whole bunch of games ages ago, at the end of January. So for the last nearly 30 days, I guess, I've been playing a new Game Boy game every day, or 2 new games every day. Just checking them out, 5-10 minutes, speed run, have a look, see what they're about.
Nice.
And yeah.
Getting the speed runs in.
Yeah, that's it.
I heard that was a symptom of of possible COVID. So
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
the speed runs.
But yeah, I don't know. I got the Commodore 64 emulator running on my hacked PS1 Classic Mini. So I got the PS1. Did I talk about that last episode?
I don't know if we did. I think you might have mentioned it, but yeah, run us through your experience with hacking the PS1, because I haven't done that. I've only done the SNES and NES minis.
Yeah, right. Well, it's a bit of a mission. Takes a couple of hours for someone who's never done that before. You have to have a very specific model number USB drive for this to work. And there's listings on Wikipedia that show you exactly which drives have been found to be compatible. And they're all American release, North American, where all the hackers are doing this stuff and making these hacks. So I found on JB Hi-Fi there's a same make, same model, but a slightly different serial code to the USB drive. So I got it to try it out, and it worked. So
nice.
once you have your, they sort of recommend 128 gig thumb drive. You download the old Mod My Classic stuff. You put it in the thumb drive, get it to boot up in your system. Blah blah blah. You reset it, turn it off, turn it on, that sort of thing. And then once it's in, you can start to load your games onto. Because once you've done that, it gives you the hacked PS1 Classic, the main menu that you're in. That's basically a hacked version of it. So it adds stuff to that menu, basically. Yeah.
Right.
So the Project Eris, which is the successor to Bleem Sync, which was the last big hack mod made for the PS1 Classic. So Project Eris, or ERIS. It comes with RetroArch included. So it runs RetroArch as well through your PS1 Classic. So you can have any ROMs you want, any consoles, download the cores, have the cores running, put your ROMs in, whatever ROMs you want, and it'll play them through RetroArch for you, which is awesome. RetroArch recognizes the PS1 controller straight away, knows how to map it as soon as you load the game up, and you're off and away with your PlayStation Classic controller.
Nice, man. That sounds quite similar to the SNES Mini and NES Mini. Just like hack it puts RetroArch on there, it recognizes your controller, like maps it automatically, and probably slightly different. Like it's not as specific with the thumb drives. I could have pretty much used any thumb drive, I believe.
Right, yeah.
Or actually, you don't need a thumb drive at all. You can hack directly through the power micro USB port and put extra games on the system because it's actually got room on there still. But if you want heaps of games, like I now have 11,000 and something games on there, but there's like a fair few doubles because I put every region on instead of sorting through everything.
Wow.
Because some games, like I would rather play the Japanese version, and I like to have the Japanese artwork, or and just to make sure, because of retro achievements, it's specific to certain region ROMs sometimes. So I thought I'd just put them all on there. But anyway, how's the actual gameplay been going on it?
So fine. It's absolutely awesome. Loaded up Commodore 64 the other day, got one of the games, one of our old favorites from the childhood times going, and sent video and photos to all my siblings, and they're just like, oh, it's amazing. Like the music and the graphics straight away. Lots of memories there.
And they said, don't you ever talk to us about the Commodore again. You deleted our game save.
They haven't listened to the episode, so one day when they do, they'll find out the truth.
They're never going to listen to it, man. Let's be honest. I don't think any of my family. I'm pretty sure my brother has listened to an episode or two, and his girlfriend. But it's not everyone's thing, so that's okay.
No.
And then they never find out your dirty little secret, so that's good.
But
what game was it that you were playing?
That was Batty.
Batty,
which is an Arkanoid clone. Yeah, Batty, Batty, which is an Arkanoid clone.
Oh, right.
Right.
Great game. Awesome tunes. Same power-ups basically as Arkanoid.
Yeah, nice. That's the breakout style game, right?
Yeah, that's
just bouncing a ball off a paddle, basically playing Pong with yourself, kind of, and breaking down blocks and stuff.
That's it. But yeah, so this one, because this one's more like Arkanoid, you've got like aliens coming out of the top of the screen. You got to dodge them and make sure the ball hits them, and the ball goes all crazy all over the place and shit.
Yeah.
Nice, man.
So,
That's
and
what do you call it? That's a Steve Jobs game breakout. When he worked for Atari up.
Shit, yeah.
Nah, he probably stole it from Wozniak.
Yeah, they stole it from each other. Of course they did.
Yeah. He took all the credit.
Yeah, that's it.
Shit bloke. Yeah, nice, Mike. And what I was trying to ask before, and I don't think I asked it very well, but you said you play the Sega CD, right?
Yeah.
So that is an attachment for the Mega Drive. And do you notice a big difference, like a jump in graphics when you play a Sega CD game? And what games do you have on the Sega CD that you like?
Yeah, so I've only got 4 Sega CD games at the moment. So I've got Road Avenger, which is that FMV based QuickTime event reaction game where you're basically in like a late 80s anime action thing. You're driving a car.
Oh, cool.
Stuff happens on the screen. You have to press left or right or brake or like turbo boost at the right time. A bit like Dragon's Lair, where it's like reactive to what's happening, what the scene is. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. The graphics are pretty rough though, because it is FMV based. So they're trying to free run a cartoon anime FMV as you're playing the game. So frame rate's a bit choppy. I've got Soul Feast as well, which is it's a side-scrolling shoot 'em up, which is pretty good, a bit like Thunder Force 4. And the graphics are better than Thunder Force 4. It looks just a bit sharper, a bit cleaner. The music is amazing because it's like CD audio. Mm-hmm. So the music's pretty standout as well.
Nice.
And I've got
that would be the biggest difference, probably, right? The audio quality.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Right. And the ability for them to use streaming audio, like streaming voice samples straight from an actual voice, not like synthesized voice.
Yeah,
downgraded samples sort of things.
Thunder Force 4.
Yeah. And I do have the Arcade Classics collection, which has like Columns, Golden Axe, Super Monaco GP.
Very cool.
And some other games on there too. Oh, Streets of Rage.
And they're pretty. Are they ports, or are they like pretty much?
I'm not sure. I've never done side by side. I don't know the history of the conversions to the Mega CD version, so
right.
Not sure.
No worries.
Another game I have is Sonic CD as well, which
nice.
I don't play a lot of Sonic, but when I played it last, it was awesome, and that wasn't in the recent one. It was like a couple of months ago.
Okay, cool.
Was, beautiful, big, just ran really nicely. Yeah.
Right, and
so
Sonic CD is like another just side-scrolling platformer, or is it different?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah, it is. It's not a 3D thing or anything. It's just like classic old Sonic. Yeah.
Ah, cool. I'll have to try that.
They put a bit. I think they put a bit more graphical coolness into the 3D bonus levels. So there's a bit of extra stuff going on there.
Cool.
But yeah.
Nice. And do you play that? It's just connected to the Mega Drive, right? So you're playing that through like an AV, or do you have a
it plays it through
cables or S-Video?
It's composite, yeah.
Right.
So just regular old composite, and that comes out of the Mega Drive itself. So the Mega CD visuals come out of the Mega Drive because it uses some of the Mega Drive visuals on the way out to your TV. That's how a lot of the CD games work. Yeah.
Man, it'd be awesome if SCART was a thing in Australia. I do want to get like a SCART TV at some point, since I used it here with a Mega Drive. But it was on a modern TV, but it still looked great.
Yeah.
That would be cool to have like a SCART proper like CRT, because the jump from composite to SCART, like to basically RGB, I believe is what it comes out as, and like super sharp pixels, man. It's a big jump, but in the end, the gameplay and everything is, I don't know how much it improves your experience. It depends if you're like much of a video file where you want everything to look perfect and crisp, or I mean, when you're a kid, you played it with components, so it's kind of more
RF.
nostalgic.
RF even, yeah.
Yeah, man, tuning that shit in. Yeah, those days, man. It's kind of rewarding to even get the game to work with RF. You know, like, oh my god, it's tuned in right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now everything's
especially
so easy.
like you don't know if your game's actually loaded in the master system. I remember that. Like,
yeah.
You gotta look, like when you turn it on, you need to look for that flick on the TV.
Yep.
Remember that?
Ah,
Crazy.
Yeah, I get it. That's why I like systems that have a little LED. At least then you know your power is working.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
When I was testing my Atari and I couldn't tune it in, like I didn't know. I was like, shit, is this the
Got
power
nothing.
brick or?
Yeah.
But then I think I came over to Neil's place, remember? And we tested Missile Command, and like you had an Atari Junior, a 2600 Junior, so that it had the LED. And I tested my power brick, so I knew that worked. And I think I tested my Atari, but maybe I think it was working. But I ended up getting it AV modded anyway. So my Vader 2600. Yeah, nice. Cool. Well, did you have any other stuff to add, Mike, or should we go on to Neil?
Yeah, just going through all those Game Boy games. Like, I downloaded a couple that had funny names just to try them out because the names sounded interesting, and there ended up being a couple that are pretty good. Like,
nice.
I downloaded Sokuban Densetsu Mari Fumi or something, and it's a bit like Voxel, where you've got like a single screen puzzle game where you have to like move objects onto things, but do it in a logical way so you can get to the last or second last one and move that as well. And it's pretty cool little puzzle game. Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Nice. What was the name again?
Sokuban Densetsu something. So SOUKKO.
I was only asking because it was such a struggle for you the first time. Sorry. It's not like I'm going to remember.
Yeah.
No, that's cool though.
Yeah, it's pretty good. A couple of games were pretty bad, like Turok #2 on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
It's horrific.
Yeah.
There's a couple of fighting games I picked up where the fighting games, because they didn't have much memory for the game, all they do is just make sure the energy bars of each opponent lasts a really long time. And it gets boring in about 20 seconds. You're doing like 2 or 3 different kick or punches, and then you sit there doing that for like 5 minutes. And it's such a
and some genres just don't work on the old handhelds. Like even Game Boy Advance, you wouldn't. I mean, maybe Street Fighter or works okay on there, but like Game Boy Color, man, fighting games on those things, it's like it's not enough buttons for one.
Yeah,
that's the power needed is not enough. Like some genres are really suited to the Game Boy, like little puzzle games or little platformers, but other genres are just play it on a NES or a SNES or something. Yeah.
That's it, But found a cool bunch of games. But that was pretty much the last couple of weeks.
Nice, man. And you own all of these games, right? That's how you downloaded the ROMs legally, right?
Yeah, of course.
I knew that.
I actually did I did actually burn some of my PS1 games and use those image files in the PS1 Mini.
Oh, really? So your own ISOs?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Like the ones I owned, yeah.
That's cool. I think that's like, that feels different, right? To playing just something you've downloaded.
Yeah.
Like, this is my copy.
Although I did have trouble running 2 of them. Like 2 of them ran a little bit like a weird dodgy frame rate. I don't know what it was going on, but it was like a choppy frame rate. Maybe
it's PAL versus NTSC or something.
Yeah, maybe I played around with those settings and didn't change it from what I was seeing. There's probably other settings I should know about in the PS1 Classic Project Garris menus where I can mess around with things for like PAL region games you've burnt yourself to put in. Maybe there's because some of the games work fine, but then two of the other ones just not so good.
Shiza.
And Mr. Driller.
So
okay?
cool. Oh, Mr. Driller.
Yeah,
I have never played it, but I want to give it a shot.
Yeah. It's a standard stock game in the PS1 Classic, and I thought I would never play any of the games in that lineup because I wouldn't need to. But yeah. I was playing the PS1 Classic on holiday with Ree, and Ree's like, "Oh, what's that Mr. Driller game?" So I jumped on, and we just got like addicted to it. It's like an arcade high score chasing puzzler. It's really cool, really cool.
Nice, man.
Sounds
I
fun.
really want to try that out. You're you're drilling down through things, right? And you're trying to match blocks up.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, trying to match colors, trying to match sections of block colors as you're drilling downwards. Yeah.
Okay.
Or drilling sideways, whichever way you do to match them.
All right. Drill me sideways.
Oh, don't mind if I do.
Thought you'd never ask. Oh man. Yeah, nice. Well,
that's
was that about it, you reckon, Mike?
Yeah, a bit of Netherworld time as well, but
yeah. So you had the birthday for Netherworld. You guys both went to the birthday, right?
Oh no.
Oh, that's right. You
were
away,
Neil, didn't you? Yeah, on holidays.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't just me missing out this time.
It felt weird without you guys there, to be honest. Yeah.
Oh, you're going a bit robotic there, Neil. Oh.
You guys get cleaned up soon. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Good
yeah, just a little glitch in the matrix, mate.
All right. Yeah, it was weird without you guys and Ree there, that's for sure. But no, we still had a good time, and yeah, like lots of people can barely play a game, but that's not the point of the birthday.
That's
so
it.
just drinks and party on, and yeah, it was a good time. So
it's always a big turnout, hey.
Yeah, definitely. It was always good to see, the usual faces of Cheers. So like Johnny Bonde and Dennis came out from One Up, which was awesome, and yeah, John Tannehill was there. So yeah, it was just good to hang with everyone.
Nice, man. It's funny, like it's almost at the point now that it's some people are like royalty, like Johnny's been on the wall since like year one, and it's like he needs to be there at the birthday. It's some people who go there, like him and Gary and like you guys too. It's like people are like royalty of Netherworld almost. Like I don't know, maybe not royalty is the right word, but like super heavily associated with Netherworld. Like even people who go there and don't interact with people much, they probably think, well, those guys are always here.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, like Dan and Tyson,
Belinda,
people
Tyson.
like that. Yeah, Belinda.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, they were all there, all having fun. So yeah,
nice. And they give away an arcade like custom arcade machine, a low boy, right, every year too.
Yeah, that's it. So once again, it's someone that wasn't there at the time. But they always have a good joke about with it. So yeah, Ben and Tyson put on a show, which was nice. So yeah, awesome. Reenacting the winner. So.
Oh really? Like Tyson pretended to win?
Or... Yeah. He pretended to win all three of the prizes because none of the people were there.
Oh man, what were the other prizes?
But, it was like I think that was like a $50 gift card and things like that. But yeah, nothing as big as an arcade machine. So
man, that would be a dream, like a one of one custom arcade machine from Netherworld, like.
Yeah, that's it.
So cool.
I actually I bought the last inaugural pin off Ben for Jared.
Hang on a sec.
Paid $40 for it.
Sorry, can you repeat that? It went robotic again. I don't know if it's me or what's happening, but
Yeah, that was probably you, Shaun, because it was all fine here.
It was okay.
Yeah.
Bloody being on the other side of the planet sucks.
It's like, intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying I got the last inaugural pin from Netherworld for $40, and yeah, that $40 went to charity. So
very
happy
nice.
to claim that and put it on my wall. So
that's the
What's the
original,
inaugural pin?
like the opening pin, right? The opening day
yeah, the open
Netherworld
day
logo.
pin. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the open day pin. So,
Oh, nice.
Tis a rarity.
yeah. Yeah, well, it was the last one, and I didn't have it. And I don't usually buy pins. I like to just have the ones that I've been to or earned myself.
Right.
But this one was, it was $40 a charity, so can't go wrong, can you?
Yeah, everybody wins.
Mm.
Nice one, man. Nice. And there was a Bomberman tournament recently that Johnny Bonde came second in, didn't he?
Yeah, so I don't know if you caught up on that, Mike, or if you watched any of it, but I'm pretty sure that was.
Yeah, well, shout out to Johnny for coming second. I'm not surprised. I didn't even know he was good at Bomberman, but of course he is.
Yeah, he's good at everything, isn't he?
Dude. He's not that great at light gun games. That's like the one thing that he's not super good at. Like he's still good at them, yeah. But he's still like probably better than your average person. It's just compared to the rest of his abilities, he's not as good. Anyway, Johnny, you're a freak and we love you and congratulations. Freak in a good way. Very nice. Well, all right. Neil, mate, what have you been playing? I think you've been playing Ghosts and Goblins.
Yep, that's it, man. That's pretty much all it. So
old reliable.
He's been playing Ghosts Goblins, not and, which is
sorry, Ghost Goblins.
Oh, there's too much M in that. It was like a yeah. Jeez, amateurs.
Sorry, mate. We're not of world record caliber like some people.
Neither am I, but yeah, we'll hopefully get there soon.
Yeah, man. What's the update?
So I had another good game on Marathon, which was good. So I did that at Netherworld. I think it was the week before the birthday party there, and ended up with 1.2 million. So on the marathon setting. So yeah, pretty happy with that.
And what's the world record?
For that setting is like 3 million. I'm not even going for that. That's just ridiculous.
Okay.
So, yeah, but it's pretty good practice for the tournament setting, and yeah, just a bit more. I've played a little bit more fun just at Netherworld because try not to take it too serious. But yeah, I had a good run and even lost some easy lives. So a bit to clean up on there. And then nice. Had a breakout game for the tournament setting as well. So I'm making it to the very last monster of the game before 1 credit clearing it. And I've been getting there with 3 lives. So my score was like 750,000. And if I can get past this guy, I'm pretty sure my score will like skyrocket. So I'm just stuck at this one point. If I can get past that, I think I'm well and truly on the way to like a 1 million point game. So
yeah, nice.
Just got to keep on working on it and hopefully break that egg. And yeah, hopefully we'll be on their way after that. Because
you break that egg, mate.
Yeah. So yeah, just a quick update from me because I haven't really been doing much else. I played a little bit at the Netherworld arcade tournament which they had on, which was nice after.
Miss Pac-Man Arcade Club, was it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was run by Aaron, who's pretty handy at the game and has a really good understanding of how the game works. So he actually showed us some software that he found, which actually runs on a web browser, and it actually can map how each of the ghosts follows you. So you can just choose one ghost in Pac-Man on a mini board, and it shows you how he follows you. So some of them, one of them follows you like one space in front of Pac-Man, and there's another one that the orange one follows you on Pac-Man, but when he gets too close, he actually runs away from you. And there was the red one just focuses and tries to get to your certain point, and I forget what the other one does. But they were it's really handy, and it was such a really good visual of how the ghosts act.
Right. So when you get really familiar with it, it's a lot easier than to dodge and predict their patterns and their movements, right?
Totally, yeah. So you can really hone in on what to do in certain situations, which is, I play a little bit of Pac-Man, and I was getting better and starting to learn what the ghosts did, but like it was all just mental. I couldn't actually tell you how or why they were acting that way, but I just knew that they were acting in a certain way that my brain got used to. Yeah. Where this software can actually explain that and put that visually in front of you, which was really amazing.
That's awesome. So, shout out to Aaron Raynor for that, man. I guess, do you know what the software was called, or would you Google like Miss Pac-Man pattern software or something, or behavior software?
It was quite hard to find. He seemed to have gone through a lot of forums and things to try and find this software. Okay. However, I'll get the link off Aaron and we can put it in the thread when we put up the podcast. So that will be handy. But
I'd like to check it out. It was
very insightful. Yeah, it's very interesting, and it makes sense with Pac-Man as well, because they're based off the same game. So
right.
The ghosts follow you in the same way. So yeah, that was a fun little trip to Netherworld. And the last thing I wanted to do was just a quick shout out to a mate. His name's Josh Bevan, and he lives in China, and he's a huge fan of the podcast. So our podcast reached China, which is pretty awesome.
We have a fan?
Whoa.
yeah. I don't know what's more impressive.
Dude, that makes me super happy, man. Like, that's incredible, honestly. That, because I thought only people who know us listen to it, you know?
Oh, he does. I am friends with him, but that's okay.
Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it.
He doesn't know you guys, which is nice. He used to play a lot of StarCraft 2, probably about 2013 when it was really big.
Oh, okay.
And he was a really good player. He was quite good in Australia for it.
Oh, but, that's a huge game, man. You have to be really good at something that popular to be considered good, you know?
Yeah, totally. He actually got, I think he got, it wasn't arthritis, but there was an issue with his hand, and he had to actually stop playing it. But he loves that kind of stuff, and
he's loving that he injured himself.
Yeah, there was an injury that formed in his hand. I'm not sure as to what, but I know that he had to stop playing it. So
it's kind of gangster.
Anyway, he's but he's a huge fan of the podcast. He got in touch with me and said that he's been listening to it.
Sick.
So I thought I'd give him a shout out, considering our podcast reached China. I think that's pretty cool.
That's super awesome. Cool, man. Yeah. Actually, that my neighbor who moved in, he bought the place across the hall from us, the apartment. And I was talking to him one day and talked about video games because I think he's in IT. I said, oh yeah, I like computers and technology, and I actually have a podcast on video games, shameless plug. And he gave it a listen, I think only for a little bit, but because he asked me what it was and everything. And then I talked to him yesterday outside, and he said, oh yeah, I really liked the 900 nine thing that he said he thought that was really funny. So that was good. Like it didn't offend any Germans. So yeah, shout out to my neighbor Marcus, man, and thanks for listening. Yeah, anyone out there who is a fan and has any questions as well, hit up the Play It Up podcast on Anchor. You can actually leave us a voice message and we can play that voice message on the podcast and answer it. So if you want to be featured on this world-renowned podcast, since we're reaching Germany and China, go for it. And I changed my personal Instagram for gaming to Play It Up podcast. I thought that just made sense. So we now have an Instagram called Play It Up podcast, and we are on Facebook as well. So if anyone wants to leave likes and follows and comments and shares and subscribes and all that good shit, go for it.
Nice.
Yeah, and share us with your friends. Even if they don't like video games, just tell them we're hilarious and we talk shit, and maybe they'll like it. Yeah, cool. That's awesome, man. So it was Josh Bevan, did you say?
Josh Bevan, yeah, Joshua Bevan.
Joshua Bevan. Great name.
Yeah.
Bevo. Hey. Nice. Cool.
But yeah, that's it from me. Have you been gaming much, Shaun?
I've actually quit playing video games forever.
Oh, interesting.
Damn.
All right.
And see you later. See you later. Oh, fuck no. I love it. I love this shit too much. Yeah, man. I competed in the monthly Tetris tournament for the PAL region. Well, anyone around the world can play it, but it's for the PAL version of classic Tetris on NES, which runs faster and the blocks move side to side faster as well. So it's actually more accessible for people who don't do the hyper tapping, because it's faster anyway without having to do that, just using the DAS, the delayed auto shift. That's a bit too technical to get into, but basically you don't have to tap the buttons really fast. You can just hold left and right to move the blocks. And it's still better to hyper tap, but the difference in the advantage that you get on PAL is less if you are a hyper tapper. And it's super crazy that like the world record was in the 700,000s, and it seemed like impossible that anyone could ever get a max out. Max out means you get 999,999, and that's where the score cuts off. It doesn't record it any higher unless you have like a Game Shark with like a code or something. But that's getting close. Like the players, there's a guy from Poland, there's a guy from Finland. There's probably a couple of others who are getting close into the 800,000s and they play on this kill screen for like a crazy amount of time, just getting singles, triples, even building for Tetrises if it's possible. And this is on like what was considered the kill screen. Like if you get to that screen, it's impossible to play. But now people are just getting better and better, and a max out on PAL is going to happen. It could happen any day. So yeah, I compete in tier 3, which is not even close to, like, my PB is 460,000, so not even half a max out. And while I'm like a good Tetris player amongst people who just know of Tetris or play Tetris kind of casually, when you're playing in an international online tournament with other people who are like crazy enough about this like 40-year-old game, 30-year-old game, if you're good amongst your friends, you're going to be pretty shit amongst those people. So I'm like down the bottom, like kind of the middle of the pack of tier 3, which is the lowest tier. But it's super fun. And yeah, I won my first match, bombed out my second 2. Yeah, and that was it. It was super fun, but shout out to the classic Tetris PAL community and everyone who does the organizing. It's all just like community run. So people are making the graphics for the videos and stuff themselves for the stream and doing the restreaming and commentating. And it's super well run, man. Like getting people from around the world organized for an online tournament every month. And that's just one of the tournaments they run. There's heaps. heaps of different tournaments. So if you're interested in competing in Classic Tetris, check out the Discords. It's all organized on there. It's called CTP or Classic Tetris PAL. There's also a CTM Discord, which is like the NTSC Classic Tetris Monthly. The actual world champion for Tetris competed in the Classic Tetris PAL tournament for Tier 1. But yeah, he actually got beat by I think his name was Morkos. He's the guy who actually got over 800,000 points score in that tournament, and he's one of the guys that could get the max out.
So
that
that's
was
really cool.
Dog playing Tetris. Yeah.
That the big guns are actually a part of it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sean.
No, you're
I
right.
was just saying it's awesome that the big dogs are actually a part of these competitions. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty great, man. That's the world champion. He probably needs another challenge, you know. And PAL is different. It's a different game when the blocks move at different speeds at different levels, and yeah, it's awesome. It's really fun and satisfying to watch.
That's awesome. I can't wait till someone actually makes the high score, like the 9999.
Yeah, it's could happen any day. If you guys want to watch it, it's nuts. Just look on YouTube for Classic Tetris PAL world record, and you'll see Adam. I think his name is Adam MTS, or his gamer tag, and he's a beast. And he's even made like he's started a tournament which is PAL Tetris starting on level 19. So the whole tournament is kill screen. So
Wow.
yeah, and he has compendium videos on how to like approach the kill screen, because you can't play it the same way you play the rest of the game. You're not really going for score as much. You're just trying to survive. So instead of stacking to the left, you kind of stack to the sides and leave the middle open. But he would explain it much better than me. And yeah, just a young Polish dude who is a beast. So yeah, check that out if anyone wants to. And what else have I been doing? I have almost finished Ducktales on the NES. I've been figuring out the different stages. Super cool, fun game, and just great music, cool graphics, and really cool mechanic with the pogo stick. Just jumping through levels. Well, no, it's not a pogo stick, but that's basically how it works. The old fella's walking stick, you know, Scrooge McDuck. And yeah, I've been streaming that a bit. If anyone wants to see me stream anything, it's Shaunanigans88. SHAUNANIGANS 88 on Twitch. So I should probably change my name. It's too hard to spell. Yeah, I've been streaming that and Tetris, and just playing Mario Odyssey. I want to try to get all the moons on that game just because it's so much fun. I finished the main game, but there's lots of extra moons, and there are some really difficult ones to get on the Switch. So playing through that, and I modded my Mini kind of again. I reset everything, and it wasn't working because now I'm trying to use a USB with added storage. And I've got like Virtual Boy games on there now, and all the Mega Drive, Master System, even the SG-1000, which is basically Sega's Atari 2600. It's like only in Japan. So I think they had the Sega or SG-1000, and then like the 2000 maybe, or the Mark II, and then the Mark III, and then Mark III was the Master System that came out in the West. So that's pretty cool, playing like Bomb Jack on a SG-1000. It looks like Atari 2600 graphics, maybe a little bit better. So I've got all kinds of games now on the Mini, and yeah, I've also just been playing the Ultimate NES Remix on my 3DS here and there, which is really fun. Just like little challenges of every level on a bunch of like NES favorites. Yeah, that kind of is about it. You know, it's nice. The weather's coming out here now. I've just been doing heaps of skateboarding and dog walking. I've got a few more clients now, which is cool. I'll be heading straight off to walk a dog after this and do some cleaning. So, jack of all trades, master of none. That's me. Yeah, but unless you guys have anything else to talk about, let's get on to the main topic, or the theme for today is just answering people's questions. So some of our dedicated listeners have sent us through a pretty cool list of questions, and I want to circle back to Mike, since I've been talking way too fucking much, so sorry about that, everyone. uh, Mike, what are this is from Johnny Bonde. We probably say those two names, or his name, way more than anything else on this podcast.
Every episode.
He comes up. He's always,
because he's so awesome.
Yeah, Johnny, you must be tired, man, because you've been running through my mind all day.
Hot. It's hot.
Super hot. Johnny asks, hey guys, what's your gaming goals for 2021, and when are you coming back to Australia? Well, that was when am I coming back to Australia?
That sounded like Beetlejuice,
man. Oh god. But yeah, so obviously, Mike, you're already in Australia. But what are your gaming goals for 2021, man? Do you have some goals?
I've got a couple, yeah. So number one would be hit the 1.5 mil points on Gallagher on the arcade machine at Netherworld.
Nice.
I'm not sure if I mentioned I hit 1.3 in the last episode. If not, sure. That's new PB. Now. New PB, yeah. Yeah, that's it, yeah. So that was a new PB a couple of weeks back at Netherworld.
Nice.
So yeah, 1.5 mil is my next goal. I really want to get to 6.7 because Barra currently has Andrew Barrow, one of the craziest arcade players in Australia. He's in the Southern Hemisphere. You know, he's pretty bloody good. He's got 6.6 million.
Sorry, that's just what like Jerry or Johnny do whenever I hear them talk about Barra, or they just hear Barra. So funny. Yeah, sorry, continue, Mike.
So so aiming to reach 1.5 million in the next couple of months, and then keep working through to the 6.7 million points to beat Barra's score at Netherworld, which is up on the board.
Yeah, dude. So, that would be
that would there's an award given out by the Gallagher Group if you reach 6 million. So make sure you hit them up. Yeah, so you get like a plaque. Started by Phil Day, but
seriously,
we'll talk about this some other time. But like, if you got 6 million, which was like known as the big score at the time, that's you get a plaque. So I think there's only like a handful of people who've gone, but we'll talk about it some other time.
Shout out to Gallagher Group on Facebook, and Mike, I think I'm a member of that group too, but I don't play Gallagher really much, so I'm not really like active on it. But Mike, you should plug us in there, man. Maybe they want to hear us talk about Gallagher once in a while. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, we'll do.
That would be apologies. That's the Gallagher Forum who did that. So. Oh,
sorry, Gallagher Forum. Gallagher Groups on Facebook. Yeah. Gallagher Forum is a website.
I'm not sure, but they're two different. Yeah, they're two different.
Right.
Entities. Yeah.
Entities. Well, shout out anyway to both of those groups.
Yeah, they're great. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, back on track.
Back on track. I want to get my arcade machine in the games room here fixed up so it's running again. Need to get a tech to come in and look at the machine, the boards. I don't know what's going on. It's not displaying a lot of the graphics on the screen. I'm turning it on anymore, so I'm not an electrical technician type smart person. So we'll need some guru to come in and check it out for me. So I'm hoping to do that in the next month. Yeah.
Cool.
And then outside of that, probably a bit more downsizing of the collection. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
Selling some SNES games, are we?
Kind of like a collection, really. Yeah. So I was working through here playing Mega Drive just while I was sick on the weekend and on Monday, just to play some of the games I hadn't tried yet to see how they go, what they're like. Turns out they were okay. Still nothing that's making me say I need to keep the Mega Drive and Mega CD because I cannot experience this anywhere else. So I'm happy. I'll keep going through Mega Drive now. Still not sure about the Super Nintendo. Still,
shit console, man. Move it on.
Still, yeah.
I know you've got a mate who wants everything Super Nintendo, and
so true. So I think the Mega Drive will be next. Maybe even the N64 collection before that. So, but yeah, that's kind of the goals. That's all I.
That's good, man.
Have on the cards at the moment.
The only one you really need to like sound like is enough is the Gallagher 6.7 million score, man. Like that's something that could take someone years to get to, because that's
it's probably going to be months. Like I really need to refine my gameplay down past the about the 700,000 point mark. I get a bit shaky. I don't know what it is. I start to lose lives and then get lives back, but then lose a ship and then get another ship back and then lose lives, and just have this like back and forth seesaw after about that points level.
Mental stamina, maybe you're just not used to playing for that
possibly
long.
Yeah, because that's around about the 45-minute mark, and that's a long time. Like just smashing that fire button and dodging back and forward.
Can relate to that kind of with Donkey Kong. I mean, it's less of an intense game where you're smashing the button though, so that would be even more intense, man. Whew.
So yeah, hopefully, if I could even get 3 million by the end of this year, I'd be happy. But if I start to be able to work through those million points ranges and hit towards 6 this year, that'd be like a dream. That'd be just amazing. I would be very happy. That's a long way to go from 1.3 million up to to like triple 4 times that score.
I'm excited to see your progress, man. If you could set up a stream of like practicing, man, I think that would give you more motivation as well.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
at home on MAME or whatever. Because if you're only practicing when you go to Netherworld, like that's going to make it tough.
I don't play those games at Netherworld at home because I play them there. So I'm never on MAME at home playing Gallagher or practicing unless there's a big competition coming up with Gallagher in it. But
and that
very often
is why you fail. Sorry, man. No, I know what you mean though. Like, it's like a thing you like to save for Netherworld. Yeah, because you can play on a proper machine.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And when I'm at home gaming, I want to play the games in my games room and experience more games I haven't played yet. Play games that I love here, sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, this is where Neil sacrifices. He plays Ghosties at home. He plays Ghosties at Netherworld. Plays Ghosties in his dreams. So I'm guessing Neil's 2021 goal is to play more fucking Ghosties and get the world record.
My goal is to not play Ghosts and Goblins next year. Which means...
Dude, that's such a good goal.
So I've just got to nut it out, which I'm doing, and just play more Ghosties until I get this record. So that's my it's everything at the moment.
Everything.
Well, that's what I tell you in bed.
Whoa, wow. Right in front of everyone, man.
But yeah, it's no secret that Ghosts and Goblins is definitely breaking that world record on MAME and arcade is my big goals. I'm talking to Mark Bell at the moment about getting his board up, so I'm able to break the world record on his board.
Ooh.
So I've just got to get a little bit better before I use that. But yeah, hopefully, if I can get that's my main goal and my only goal until I break it. Besides that, if the only other goal that I can see that I want is to make the top 16 at the Australian Kong off if it happens. So yeah, that's probably just as hard for me to break into that top 16. But I've been outside of that zone by a few places, like 2 or 3 places, and for a couple of years, and would love to break into the top 6 into the qualifiers, because
yeah, man,
I've really enjoyed watching it from the outside. But to be a part of that would be a dream for me.
Oh man, the anxiety is awesome.
Yeah.
Sitting there playing like some of the best Kong players in Australia or the world, kind of. That's awesome, man. It is nerve-wracking, but it's great. Maybe you can beat Kibby like I did. Kibby!
I'm sure it will feel if I made it to the 16, I would feel out of place being there amongst such great players of Donkey Kong, especially with all the kill screen. Like, there's more kill screeners than last year. I think like 2 or 3 in Australia, let alone if it's opened up internationally, who we could get.
True.
But,
but
that would
the thing if it happens this year is, though, there probably won't be anyone from the States coming because of Corona and shit's going wild over there. Plus, I don't think Australia would let anyone in. And whether or not people travel interstate for it, and I'm not there, so maybe there's more of a chance for you this year.
Yeah, that would be disappointing if it was just a Queensland Kong off, though. I'd be disappointed if it was a Queensland Kong off and I didn't make the 16.
Yeah. True. Yeah. You would for sure if it was just Queensland, but I think you've got a super high chance, both of you guys do, if it's only Australia, which would be fine because it is the Australian Kong off.
Yeah, for sure. There's we've got our own. I think Matt Tecchio was saying if you really look down at the Donkey Kong stats, Australia is the second best country in the world for Donkey Kong.
Yeah?
Just with the amount of players that we've got.
That's awesome.
Well, yeah,
man.
of course. Yeah, if you count Johnny Bonde, well, maybe we should make it Australasia so Barra sneaks in there.
Yeah. Barra!
But there's so many kill screeners down here. And of course, I'm not comparing us to America. Like, they've got shit tons of great players. But
yeah,
if you look at us on a world scale, Australia would actually be make a decent team for Donkey Kong.
Just that little island down under, playing Donkey Kong.
If you look at
smashing beers and barrels.
If you did the stats on population, we would be outrageously high.
True, the percentage wise, right? Of good players to total population.
Yeah. There's one
America.
kill screener in 2 million population.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. Well, it's not really a goal of mine for 2021, actually, to get a kill screen, because I'm not playing it. I don't have a joystick here. I don't have a machine to play on, so my motivation is not very high. But anyway, sorry, Neil, you're still going with your goals, man, and then...
No, it's all good. That's my goals, man. Like, I can't see myself playing, setting another goal after Ghosts and Goblins. I think I'll need a break off just trying for a score. I've said Circus Charlie would be my next thing after that, but that's way down the track at this point. So
yeah. So you do have another goal after that, Circus Charlie. Do you think that'll drive you a bit crazy as well, or?
No, not as much, because I actually purposely chose Circus Charlie because there's 6 different levels you can do, and you can just choose that one level and get good at that, and then move on to the next one. Or if you're not feeling it for the night, you can play something else on the game, which will just like, I know it sounds silly, but just change things up a little bit. So yeah,
that's all. Yeah, that sounds great. That's not as brutal as playing through the whole same set of levels every time to get to one point and then get destroyed.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome, man. Nice. Well, Johnny Bonde, my gaming goals for 2021, basically get better at Pal Tetris and place better in the tournaments. Finish games that I've started. So NES Ultimate Remix, Ducktales, Jackie Chan, Kung Fu Action on the NES. I've been playing a little bit too. Mario Odyssey, and start playing then Mario 64, Mario Sunshine on the Switch with the 3D All-Stars game. Maybe play through Galaxy on that as well, because I've already played through that on the Wii. And yeah, basically just keep finishing games and getting achievements on retro achievements. That's always heaps of fun. But yeah, I guess my big goal overall, not just for 2021, is still get a kill screen. And I would love to get a max out on NTSC Tetris, because I think that is obtainable for me if I put my mind to it. So maybe actually that would be the big goal. Max out on NTSC Tetris for the NES, and also just get at least 500k starting on level 18 on Pal Tetris. So, and when am I coming back to Australia? Hopefully, depending if borders are open and the rules and whatnot, by the end of the year, I want to come and visit at least. I will have 2 nephews and a niece that I haven't met yet by the time I actually come back. This is my family's just popping out babies like nothing else. My brothers and sisters or their partner. So my 2 of my brothers are having a kid, a boy and a girl, and my sister has already had a kid. Little Jasper. Shout out to little Jasper. He's cute as hell. But yeah, I get to meet them, and then me and Michelle, our plan is to move to Australia once she's finished her law degree around like April, May next year, depending on how her finals go, whether she wants to retake them or not. So kind of around mid next year, hope to move back, and then see how things go from there. Still, I'd love. Oh man, I miss Australia so much. Germany is starting to feel more like home, and I do like it here. Feel more comfortable. I'm starting a German course next month in March to learn the language a bit more, and it's already getting better. And I've actually started studying IT, doing lessons for a CompTIA certificate, which was recommended to me by my mate in IT, old Mr. Cairns, Neil. So
yeah, good on you, man.
I found a free training program. Professor Messer is his name, and you can pay for like course notes and practice exams and stuff. But the actual like lectures are free, and it's been good so far. So yeah, kind of a lot happening. I've actually moved house in the last 6 months. I moved from Australia to Stuttgart West, and then from there for 7 weeks I moved to Stuttgart East, and then I moved back to Stuttgart West for a little bit, and then we found an apartment, and now I'm living in Stuttgart South. So that's 5 different times I've moved in 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
Man, no wonder I was like struggling mentally at times, like huge changes, man. Moving country, different language, moving houses, and packing your shit and unpacking, getting comfortable, getting a work permit, having that nearly being denied, and then appealing it, and then getting it in the end. And then, I've actually got a German driver's license now. They took my Australian one, and I have to trade it back for when I leave. Yeah, they take it. They just like let you have both.
Wow.
Like, "And you cannot have this anymore. You could lend this to someone and try to get into a club. They could try to drink alcohol at the wrong age." But yeah, let's move on to the next question. James Morris, who is a great guy, one of our listeners, is a one-up regular, good gamer, great gamer, I would say. He plays a lot of different games. He asks, when a game in the quest for completion becomes an anxiety, he'd like to hear our personal take on our toughest challenges and what strategies and how we push through those barriers, mental and ability-wise, and to break through and one credit clear or achieve phenomenal PBs on their respective games of choice. For example, Gallagher for Mike, Ghosts and Goblins for Neil, and I guess Donkey Kong or Tetris for me would be those. So, yeah, you want to start us off, Mikey?
Yeah, for sure. All right. So, I don't know. Past maybe 3 years, I've been chasing big scores in Gallagher. Just whenever I get to a machine, just jump on it, just smash through it, get as high as I can. I think when I first hit the probably 500,000 point mark, that's when I started getting new big PBs and started to get really nervous as I was getting close to them. And I'd start to like sweat and like have shaky hands, thinking I'm going to get another PB or I'm close, or if I get one, then I don't know what it is. And ever since those times of getting from 500 to 1 million points, especially coming up to 1 million, every time I got close to my score, I'd lose it again. I'd get so nervous and shaky that it'd be hard to play and hard to concentrate as much as I needed to have the quick reaction times and shoot in the right sequence and remember what stage I'm on, even, because I'd forget what stage I'm on and I wouldn't know which side the aliens are going to be swooping in from, like which, where they came in. Even the bonus rounds, I forget which bonus round is coming up. I don't know. I just
kept playing,
kept pushing through, and kept having that same feeling every time getting to a PB. So every time I'd get there, but then when I got the 1 million points the last few months, and then I hit over it again, now I see the 1 million points is there. I don't have that same nervousness at all. I know that I can get over the 1 million, and I feel way more relaxed now when I'm pushing past 1 million, because I don't know why. I just do.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm stressing out to get a new PB. I'm just playing to stay alive as long as possible. I'm not thinking about it as in new PB has to be got. If I get there, it's going to be like amazing, or I don't know, it's going to be a life-changing experience.
Right.
It's now just playing through the motions of the game. And if I get to a PB or past 1 million again, I don't know.
It's a bonus.
It doesn't affect me the same way. Yeah. It's just, it's a good feeling.
The million, the 1 million's such a big milestone, right? Like after that, it's not like you're breaking into, because that's 7 digits. It's not like you're breaking into 8 digits if you get 2 million. It's just another million.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just not as much of a mental burden.
Yeah, it's weird, because I'm still aiming for PBs every time, but when I'm reaching them and getting there, I'm not having that same nervousness, shaky, lack of concentration feeling.
Yeah, it's probably a mix
it's smoothed out. It's smoothed out, I guess.
Nice, man. It's probably a mix of just that mental barrier of the 1 million plus the exposure therapy of just playing it that much that you've been in the situation so many times. You kind of get used to that feeling of nervousness. True. And I don't know if you can ever get used to that feeling, but maybe get used to it a little bit more.
Yeah. So that was that's from that direct question to the specific one game that I felt anxious and nervous with reaching a goal, then that's exactly it.
Right. So you kind of push through the mental and like skill barriers just by playing it more, and then once you got past a
Yeah.
certain milestone, it felt a bit better and smoothed out. And your ability just gets better the more you play, right? Like, and the more you learn from playing with other players and just learning the game yourself more. Yeah, nice.
That's it.
And Neil, what would you say to this question? If you want me to repeat it, I can. It was a fairly long one.
Yeah, that'll be good actually.
Okay, so when a game in the quest for completion becomes an anxiety, James would like to hear our personal take on our toughest challenges and what strategies / how we pushed through those barriers. In terms of mental barriers and like skill or ability barriers to break through and either one credit clear or achieve a phenomenal PB.
Okay. Yeah, I think you've really nailed it on the head, Mike, with that. Just experiencing those levels. Sometimes you need to get stuck at that before you actually move forward or feel comfortable in that area on a certain game. I think that's a huge part of it. I'm actually at that barrier right now with that last monster. And you just have to continue to get back on the horse and play it again and again and again and again until you feel comfortable in that area. Because like at the moment, I'm nervous as hell and anxious when I get there that this is my, I've been working for an hour and a half to get to this exact point. Quickly can turn to shit. So no, I think you nailed it on the head. A couple of things I do to help lift my spirits or to spur me on is I keep a track of my high scores and the dates that I've set them. It's really
Johnny
good
Bonde loves it.
Yeah, I find it really important to when you're stuck at a certain point to look back on just how good you have become at the game over 6 months or something like that. And it shows, because when you get stuck, it feels like you've been there forever. But that's a really good, like a physical documentation that can actually show you that you haven't been stuck there forever. You've actually progressed in the game. So that's one that I would definitely use when trying to go for high scores or anything. Like, I always use the Donkey Kong pin at Netherworld as an example. Like that, I was going for 40,000 points on Donkey Kong, and I felt like I was stuck at like 38,000 for like weeks on end, and I finally got it. But then, like, you continue to play Donkey Kong, and all of a sudden you're hitting like 500,000, and like, passing 40k without even dying. So it's important to remember where you've come from in gaming, I suppose.
Yeah, like you've overcome these barriers before, so there's no reason why you won't overcome it again. It just might be a bit harder. It might take a little bit longer, but you will get there.
And for people that don't play like even well-known games like Donkey Kong, it's important for everyone to know that you're going to be really shit the first 10, 15 times you play any game.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a hard arcade game. Like,
they're designed put that way.
That's it. Yeah. And you got to be patient and go back to it. Have another go. Think about what's happening in the game. Maybe get some tips from someone or look up some gameplay tips off YouTube or whatever. And then go back again and give it another shot. And then you'll find yourself enjoying it. And then you'll end up finding yourself breaking those scores. Yeah.
Totally, man. Sure. That's great. Yeah. Always just be okay with being shit to start with.
That's it. Yeah, man. Yeah.
It's about a learning, and you got to take every little thing you learn as a victory. Like, even if you get one jump further or 1 second further than you did the last time, it's about progress, not perfection. That's something I use in everything in life. It's not about perfection.
It's good.
It's progress, not perfection. And that always makes you feel better. Like, I think so. That's for me with Donkey Kong, that's the same. Like, you nailed it, Mike, and Neil as well. And I try to downplay it in my head a bit, like, oh, it's not a big deal if I'm just getting close to 700k or getting close to kill streak or PB. It's like, just play it as normal, but it doesn't really work that much, because deep down, like, fuck, you're getting close and you've been trying to do this for like a year or more or several years, So I try to just keep it cool and calm and casual and not like get too hyped up, because I try to remind myself that it's not the end of the world if I don't get it. I can just play again. But yeah, like I said, it doesn't really work that much trying to think that way. I think just keeping on going and being okay with failing and is more helpful. And in terms of like getting past, so the mental barriers, I would say, is just like repetition and making sure you actually are taking care of your physical health actually helps with your mental health, especially for me. Like if I've gone for a run in the morning or something or exercise, like I perform better mentally with a game. And if you need to, like a game like Donkey Kong or any of these tough games, you can't really make many mistakes. So taking care of yourself physically actually definitely affects your mental state. So that's part of it, but also just kind of exposing yourself to these nerve-wracking situations again and again by improving your game and getting close to your PBs makes you better at it. And then the skill thing, yeah, practice, but watching other people on YouTube, Twitch, asking questions like Johnny Bonde has taught me so much about Donkey Kong and Kibby and like Donkey Kong forum, reading like the manual, and Tekio is like a huge example of like someone who will offer awesome advice. And shout out to Matthew Tekio, man, number 6 score in the world for Donkey Kong, 1.1 something million. Yeah. So from Australia, from Melbourne, and he was trying this to get into the top 10 in the world for maybe over a year, and then he just destroyed it recently. So shout out to him. He's a great guy. He always ready to help, and he's just a top bloke. King Matt. All hail King Matt.
King of the South.
Yeah, man. King of Down Under.
Sorry, just one more point about the question that we have here. Sorry, Shaun.
No, you're
there's just about being stuck in a certain point and constantly dying there or something like that. I always try and remember that a death isn't bad if you learn from it. So
yes.
if there's something that you're doing in that spot that's causing you to die, there's a reason for that. You need to work that out so you can actually learn more from dying to improve your game. So got to remember that as well.
Yeah, don't keep running head first into a brick wall. Like, have a look at that brick wall first and realize, oh, you can actually go around it. Yeah, that's great advice, because I do that with games. Like, I keep dying in the same way, but I'm like either rushing because I want to get the game over with or get past that point, or I'm just not thinking enough about what I need to do. So if you stop for a sec, or however long it takes, or even if you need to ask someone, like, what should I do here? Do it. Yeah, good point, man. Well, next question. It's kind of an additional thing, question to what we just had. Was there a solid strategy once you became serious? What rewards/recognition did you allow yourself when making incremental improvements? Yeah, very interesting. I didn't allow myself anything. If I didn't get a kill screen, I was a failure and I deserved nothing. Oh, hi, Jen.
Oh.
Does she know that's going to be on YouTube? Or still doing it?
Hey,
hello,
Jen. How you going? Yeah, good, thanks. Welcome to the podcast.
Oh, that was awesome. I'm keeping that in, man.
Hey. Oh, she can't hear us.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Tell her we say hi.
Yeah, we say hi.
They say hi.
Nice.
Yeah, thanks.
Right. Yeah, so what did you guys do that with any of your, like, so it seems like
Actually, thinking about it, yeah, for sure. When Netherworld set their pin scores out, when Pincadia set their card scores out, and 1989 with their badges.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, Neil, were the badges there when we were? No, they weren't, were they? At 1989.
No.
No, they weren't. No,
Yet.
so not the badges. Yeah, but yeah,
Okay.
like that's a reward in itself. You're working
True.
hard to get to a pretty good score in an arcade game, and once you get there, sometimes it's pretty hard to get there. Like when Tron came out, and we're like, "What the hell is
man.
Tron?"
Yeah.
Oh man,
Point Blank.
Splatterhouse. Point Blank. Oh man,
Fucking
have you got the
Splatterhouse.
pin?
I still don't have it, man. I have Point Blank, but I don't have Splatterhouse because I just
Oh man,
haven't
Point Blank
bothered to
is...
learn that level with the painting and shit.
Yeah. But yeah, that's straight up for me. I don't reward myself for getting PBs. I'm happy I've got a PB, but at that point when you're going, when you're going to those pins, you get this wicked little enamel pin that you can stick on your shirt or your hat or your vest or your jeans, your jacket, whatever. Yeah, what a great little reward. That's
for sure. Yeah, I think that's same for me, man. Maybe I'll allow myself a beer or something. I don't know if I get a PB. Not that I can remember of doing that, but yeah, just being happy about the PB itself and getting a pin. If it was like Frogger, I remember Frogger. I was there. I was playing that game for like 5 hours that day, and because I knew I was getting closer and closer, and I finally got the Frogger pin and was so stoked. I think the score was 60,000 or something, or 50. I can't remember. Or maybe 30. I really can't remember, but it was a decent score for like someone who's not that familiar with the game. And yeah, I guess that would be it. What about you, Neil? Do you have, because you do a lot of training at home?
Yeah. All my real trainings at home. So not really in the way of rewards. I set myself goals, but that's about it. So I actually go to Twin Galaxies and I write down all the scores on the track, and I use them as goals to try and progress myself further in the game. I'm not out there. I don't put the people's names with them, but I just have those scores there to see how I'm tracking. So yeah, it's not like I'm out there being like, take that Hugh or whatever, or being competitive, but it's
in your face, Gerald.
Yeah. I don't do any of that, but it's just something to keep. It's important to have goals, especially such a long game. So, but yeah, nothing in the way of rewards. Maybe hit up Hooters for lunch one day. Maybe, I don't
know. Classic. Hey man, don't forget to invite me.
Oh yeah, it's your job. Yeah, I want you to serve me, but
yeah. I only work at the topless Hooters. I think they call that just a strip club, but yeah, I only work there, man, not at Hooters. Yeah, sorry, man. Right. Yeah, so it's for me, it's nipples out or I'm out.
Right. Go hard or go home.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually the name. That's actually the name of the strip club. Yeah.
Oh wow.
Sorry, man. Okay. So, James' next question is, what's the crew's take on... I like that he called us the crew. It makes us sound real and legit. What's the crew's take on the accessibility of retro long plays on the net? For example, it can be helpful if you're stuck in a section, but demoralizing if you watch too many, as it can create a false feeling that everyone else finds it easy. Oh, man. And he has good questions. Well, my take on retro long plays is that it's cool that a platform like YouTube and Twitch, they exist now to showcase to the world your ability on a game, and some people prefer to watch a game than actually play it, or maybe they can't finish a game because it's too difficult and frustrating, but they want to see the end. And now these games that existed in a time where it wasn't possible, you had to wait for a magazine, to get some tips, or you had to print out 100 pages from game FAQs, like for a walkthrough. But now you can just pull out your phone, watch, like I do that with Mario Odyssey. Like I'll try to get everything myself, but if I have no idea how to do it and I'm getting frustrated, I'll look up like at least a clue on what I should do, and then I'll go and do it myself. And it's more satisfying if you figure it out yourself, but it's still satisfying if it's something that's difficult to do and you needed a tip to do it. So I think it's great that they're accessible. I do think you should only use them when you, like, I don't think it's good to get in the habit of just relying on that, but use them when you need to. And yeah, I think that's my take on it. I think it's good that we have access to long plays and guides, and as long as we don't abuse that access. As long as it's not affecting how you enjoy the game, then it's fine. Yeah. What do you guys reckon?
I think it's good that people are doing them and put them on the net, like just purely for historical reasons of here's a game from the very start to the very end. This is me playing it.
Yeah.
And check it out. If you've never heard of this game before, you might like the gameplay and go and check this game out yourself at some point. Like,
true.
Yeah, I know. I've used maybe one or two, just like getting stuck in a game, like Resident Evil. I haven't played them for years. I've never finished them, so I finished them the last couple of years. Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, and there's definitely times I'm like I was running back for all the doors are locked. I have no keys. I've missed something somewhere, and so I just watch the long play up to the point where I am and find out how they got past that point. And I'm like, okay, well, I was meant to find this thing that's in this room somewhere, pick it up and use it to open something so I can get in and progress the game. But I was like, what do you do?
Yeah, like how many hours are you going to waste before you just progress the game and start enjoying it again, you know?
That's it.
By looking it up. To speak to the other point of create a false feeling that everyone else finds it easy, that has happened, I think, to me. Like if I think I'm good at something and then I watch someone who's like, it's super easy for them, I'm like, man, I thought I was good. But then I'm like, well, I shouldn't compare myself. It should just be if I'm better than I was. Like if I'm getting better at the game.
It reminds me of watching skate videos when I was younger, like when I was trying to skate.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that dude just pulls a 360 flip, no issues.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can just ollie.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You're only seeing the snapshot of a few seconds.
Exactly,
Same with gameplay. Like you might be watching a video and someone's put literally like weeks of real time into this game before, okay, now I'm ready to upload it to the net. So comparing yourself is not a smart idea. But I have felt that before, like, oh shit, this guy's making it look easy. Am I shit? But in the end, as long as you're having fun, and that's what really matters. And yeah, comparison is the thief of joy, they say. So
it is. Yeah.
Fuck that. What do you reckon, Neil?
That's it. Yeah.
Yes, I haven't really given it much thought before this question, to be honest. I with Ghosts and Goblins, playing through that, there's not a lot of content for the board that I'm playing. So I haven't really gone through many tapes or any long plays. So I've gone through one, and I don't agree with how that person's accumulated points. Kind of feels like it's cheating the game a little bit. So
controversial.
I've had to learn. Oh, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't have like they've been able to get a really good score from it, and that's that's what it's all about. It's based in the rules, but
right.
So I've had to learn Ghosts and Goblins pretty much on my own, which has been incredible experience in the way of gameplay. Like I said that earlier, that the reward for working things out yourself and finding things for yourself that you can't actually find anywhere on the internet is pretty damn rewarding. So I really enjoyed that part of gaming. But yeah, I never look through a game and consider what people are doing are easy, even if it looks easy. But that's just from my experience. If you look at John Tannehill's Space Invaders game, it looks like the most piss weak easiest thing that anyone's ever done in the history of gaming. But when you
Stop that, John.
when you actually but
I know
this
what
is
you
the
mean.
thing.
Yeah, it's not easy.
As soon as you go to play it, it's incredibly difficult. It's incredibly timed. It's incredible. But like a YouTube video can just take away that intense, like how intense the game is for 3 hours.
And how many years practice it took for that person to get good.
Exactly.
Years, weeks, months, whatever they put into it. That's the hours that they've soaked into it to get to that point of being spot on, accurate, perfect timing.
And it's so easy
and just
to
make
overlook
it look so easy. Yeah, for sure.
You got to see the work behind that polish, is what you got to remember. Like, I do that with skating. I think, like, fuck, because I watch skate videos. I'm like, man.
Yeah.
I just get more impressed and inspired by it instead of like upset by comparing myself. I'm just like, oh man, okay, that person has put a lot of time in to make that trick look that easy. Like, it can sometimes be years of work for like 5 seconds of footage.
And it can be like injuries they've gone through and had to recover from injuries and got back to it and then worked on the tricks again. And
exactly.
It's
So it's always important to remember, like, there's always a lot of work that goes into it for most things, like, that you see that look easy or polished. Like, you can do it too. You just have to be willing to put in the work.
The progression of perfection, and they get to the perfection in one video. It seems like they're just that good at it, but they would have been years and years progressing like you are doing now. You're progressing your skills bit by bit.
Yeah. Bloody oath. Cool. Did you want to say something more, Neil? I think you were going to say something.
I was just I can understand his frustration with that in regards to, like, I know that he likes his fighting games, and I think they're the ones that it really looks like when you're watching those long plays that someone is just like walking through punching people, like, but it's so much more than that. So I get his frustration with it, but it is what it is, I suppose.
Yeah, I'd rather have the access to them and learn how to use that access properly than not have the access at all.
Yeah, totally. Especially for people who aren't interested in putting in that effort. Maybe they just want to see what happens at the end of those games that they've never actually experienced before.
And what about people that are and people that physically can't play games, like someone who is disabled in some sort of way or quadriplegic or something like that? They physically cannot play games, but they're a fan, or they used to be a fan of playing them. So now they can just watch them still and experience them, at least in some way. There's that aspect as well.
Yeah, for sure. That'll be us in 80 years, man. Like at a old retirement home. With our VR goggles on, just like, it'll just be like a VR arcade.
You can control it with thought only, like no movement.
Probably.
That'd be amazing. Wow. We'll answer one more question because I have to go. I have to walk this dog. So Dennis asks a question. He asks a bunch, which is great. So I think we'll answer one now and we'll save the others for next time. It's really fun. These questions are great. Any of you guys do speed running or are interested in it? If so, what games do you think? Like, what games do you want to speed run or are interested in? I know, Mike, you have Super Mario Land, correct? And Mortal Kombat?
Well, before I started Super Mario stuff, it was Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. Picked some tricks. I got an 8 minutes and 30 run done at One Up Arcade on the arcade machine. I'd like to beat that at some point, but it's I'm not a person to be like recording my games and sending them between galaxies or getting world record verifications and things. So I just like to go for a PB and that, try and beat my 8 minutes 30, get lucky with the AI like you need to be.
Yeah.
Use the skills and beat the 8-minute circuit in the arcade machine. I was starting to learn Super Mario Brothers, the remake, the Super Mario Brothers classic remake, not remake, but Super Mario Brothers, the original game on Game Boy Advance. So I started to learn that a bit. And also started to learn Super Mario Land on the Game Boy original too. So it's, I don't know, it's pretty fun. It's a fun little skill to learn. It's very satisfying when you get those little bits of progress out of getting to a point you don't understand how to deal with, but then you do the right jump, or you pause, or you do whatever you need to smoothly pass that point, and then you're in new territory where you don't know what to do next again. So it's good, man, putting those skills together, and then having a perfect first level, and then a perfect second level, and a perfect third, a perfect fourth, and just getting the memory into action, trying to remember how to follow the right patterns and do the right things the whole time. So it's pretty satisfying. I do like it. It's not something I focus on.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time
for any particular reasons. It does. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool that the speedrunners they turn the tables on the game. It's like the game is there to slow you down, to make things hard for you, but they figure out a way to just go full speed, miss everything, take advantage of the enemies by jumping off them or whatever. So I think it's really good. It's fun to watch. I like watching speed runs, especially the guy who does like documentaries on YouTube, Summoning Salt. He is a YouTube channel called Summoning Salt, and he does awesome, like the history of Ninja Gaiden world record. And he has awesome music, good voiceovers, and goes through like the whole history of like people beating the records, and sometimes talks about like, oh, this one's not exactly verified. It was a bit dodgy how it was recorded. But yeah, check that out. Anyone who's interested. And for me, I don't really do any speed runs. Like some games that I'm quite good at, or like while I'm trying to figure out a game, there's certain parts of the levels that I can kind of speed run. But I'm more about just experiencing new games and finishing them. I'm not, at least for now, not thinking of doing any speed runs. But if I was going to, it'd probably be some of the Mario games, or maybe the Rayman Origins or Legends games. I really like those platformers. I've played them on Vita, and they're just super beautiful and fun games. So maybe Ducktales. I don't know. That's what I'm playing at the moment, and that game you can finish pretty quick. So yeah, at the moment though, no. Well, how about you, Neil?
I don't speedrun anything. I don't have much of an interest in speedrunning, but I do appreciate speedrunning. I watch a fair bit of just like the Mario ones, pretty much. I think
like Cosmic and
any kind of platformers, they're great.
Yeah, man.
I really, if I was going to speedrun something, I'd love to see a speedrun of Alex, the Kid, on Sega Master System. I reckon that would be great. I don't know if there's any kind of speedrun out there, but like I know you can do, like especially the first level, because like you have to jump down past all these platforms. So I reckon someone could do it in like a split second. But that kind of stuff, like any kind of platforming speedrun is interesting to me. I love how that they break the game and play it in, like especially some of those games that they just find a glitch or something, or just know exactly how to play it. It is really exciting.
It's wild, man.
One that just absolutely blew my mind was the Dark Souls, original Dark Souls on Xbox 360. I used to play that and finished it, and it took me forever to finish this game. But I watched a speed run, and this guy just does it in like 17 minutes or something. He just literally runs past these bosses and stuff that like I struggled with for ages. He's just on his way, just knows which items to get and whatnot. And
he just runs past them, or like kills them super quick.
Yeah, sorry, I shouldn't have said bosses. He doesn't run past bosses, but he does run past monsters that you like incredibly difficult. And
just like sees them, like I'll just avoid you completely.
Literally runs past them. Yeah, literally runs past them. It was just mind-boggling.
Awesome.
But, yeah.
So that's so like counterintuitive, right? You see an enemy, like I have to kill it.
Well,
But
yeah,
if you're doing a speed run, you want to see as little enemy as possible.
Totally.
don't fall,
So-
Mike.
Sorry, I was getting a bit wobbly there.
You're right, mate. Chucking a wobbly. Awesome. Well,
but don't speed run. But
yeah, I could see myself maybe
Yeah.
doing it in the future, but at the moment, no.
But yeah, I am
Cool.
super impressed by the guys that do focus on it, and the guys that are like just masters of learning how to break the games to finish them as quick as possible. It's awesome when you see a video of it. It just looks insane.
Oh, it does. To focus on one game for that long is incredible.
Yeah, it's a lot of time you got to put in.
It would make something like Donkey Kong really interesting, I reckon. Like
people do speedrun
it. Yeah, do they? Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I've got to work on finishing it.
Yeah, man. I want to get to the end anyway, anyhow.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. As long as I get like kill screen with 800,000 points, I'm happy. And even if not, I'd still be happy, but I'd feel like a bit sad. Yeah. Sweet. Well, I think that has to wrap it up, guys. I better get to this dog before it whizzes all over this my client's apartment. So good chatting with you guys as always. Thanks for listening. Anyone out there, check us out, as I said, on our Instagram. Leave us a message on Anchor, Facebook. And yeah, we really appreciate everyone listening, whether you're in China, Germany, Australia, or Mars. We appreciate it. Yeah, boys. Well,
Cool.
Anything you guys want to say to close it out, or should we piss off?
Just a quick thanks for the questions for the people who brought up questions. We actually asked them questions on our social media page, and a couple of the boys came out with some good ones. So thank you for
James, Dennis, and Johnny. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Cheers.
All right, boys.
All right.
Take
Thanks
it easy.
everyone for listening. Yeah. Amazing. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Catch us later.
Bye.